Hey everyone, here at International Motor Cars. If you don't already know, we are Canada's largest GTR dealer. We are very quickly approaching selling over 100 of these cars in the last few years. So we've had a wide variety of different cars through here. Everything, 09s, 10s, right up to brand new ones pretty well. And we've seen everything. We've seen ultra low K cars, we've seen ultra high K cars, and we've gotten to know these vehicles very well, both mechanically and cosmetically and values and all that sort of stuff. So today I wanted to do a video that is a very common question asked, both in our showroom and I'm sure all around the automotive world, and that being, what is the difference between the years of these cars? As most people know, the 2009 to 2011 cars came out one way, and there's a lot of common misconceptions about those. And then in 2012, they had some fairly big revisions to the car, both cosmetically and mechanically. And today I'm going to explain those to you guys. So here we've got a 2014 on the left and we've got a 2009 on the right. The 2012 and newer cars were referred to as DBA model designations, whereas the car on the right, being a 2009, was referred to as a CBA model designation. Kind of the first visual thing that you'd notice looking at a 2012 and newer is it has the LED running lights, which when they're on, I actually think make the car look quite a bit more attractive. Big difference in power from the CBA to the DBA cars. Went from 485 horse up to 530 or 535, depending on kind of where you get your info from. So it got a gain of 50 horsepower and approximately 14 or 15 foot-pounds of torque. That was done by increasing the boost that the turbos generate from 11 psi to 13 psi. They also revised the intakes and exhaust, and they did some new ECM mapping and TCM mapping that gave the car quite a bit of horsepower jump. The car did receive a slightly reprofiled front bumper that has a wider grille, allowing for more air to come in through the intakes. They actually claim that doing this along with a new rear diffuser on the back helped improve downforce by 10% over a CBA model, and also allows for a little bit better cooling of the car as well. Quite a big difference to the suspension system going into a 2012 and newer car. The dampers got new programming, the springs got revised, and the gearbox itself, I mean, it shifts significantly cleaner, quicker, and a little bit less noisier than the previous ones. The inside of the cars over the years, they did just get a little bit nicer just with time, and a little bit, just cleaner cut seats and whatnot. One of the big things too that 2012 got that I haven't seen in any 09 to 11 cars was a backup camera. Came standard, and the navigation screen and whatnot, it's actually just much cleaner image, much crisper, which I'll show you here. Just easier to read and look at. So in 2012 they did introduce what's referred to as a Black Edition option package, which gave you a few little tweaks on the inside. We'll call it a premium interior with red trimmed Recaro seats, red trimming on the steering wheel, a little bit on the doors, and I believe a little bit on the gear shifter, as well as carbon fiber in the center console. Did give you raised forged lightweight alloy wheels, which I believe weigh 7.5 pounds lighter versus the factory set. And visually on the back, this is kind of interesting. It only came out in 2013 on the Black Edition, not in 2012. But it gave you a very nice dry carbon fiber spoiler, which is, I think, sets off the car quite nicely against a contrasting color. So just touching on a little bit on the price side of things, looking at, now we're going to talk about kind of an average price for an 09 to an 11 GTR with relatively, you know, good kilometers. Let's say you're buying something with, you know, 50 to 80,000 K as a general range. Really for, you know, an 09, assuming it's stock and it's in good condition, no accidents or anything like that, you're really going to be spending 60 to 65 kind of at a minimum. Of course you will find, you know, cheaper cars out there, but you know, they're either going to have some sort of accident history, maybe higher mileage, which, you know, don't let that scare you off on these cars. They are very reliable, we found. We actually have one customer with over 200,000 K on his 09 and minimal stuff done to it outside of general maintenance. Going up to a 2012 and newer, you know, you're gonna be spending for, again, a nice clean one with good history, good kilometers, that sort of thing. You're gonna be spending, you know, minimum 70. If you find one under 70, buy it, because it's gonna be a deal at that number, assuming, you know, good history and no accidents or anything like that. And just to, you know, go into the high side of things, we've got this 2014 with 4,000 kilometers, so it's essentially a brand new car, very low mileage, you know, perfect history, perfect condition. It's as close to a new one as you can get without buying a new one. So we've got that car at 89,800. And again, this is Canadian dollars for anyone watching outside of Canada. So that's kind of like a good range on what you're gonna spend to get into an 09 or a 10 versus a, you know, a 13 or 14. Most of the 13, 14 cars, yeah, we sell them like 75 to 80, just depending on, again, you know, overall condition, history of the car. Color does have a little bit of an impact too. I think white is by far the most sought after color and maybe has a little bit of a premium on the pre-owned market for a white one. Another thing that I will touch on was in, I believe, 2014 in the US, they did come out with what's called a Track Edition GTR. I've never seen one through here. I'd love to get my hands on one. Big difference with the Track is they ripped out the rear seats. I think they added a structural roll bar in the back, as well as reworked some of the suspension, and I believe even a little bit of the intake system to get another 10 or so horsepower out of the car. That was the Track Edition that they had for a year or so. The other big one was the Nismo, which came out in 2016. I don't have the list of what's done to that. I know it's night and day from one of these cars. So the other big change was 2017. They did the biggest facelift to the car. It wasn't a body style change, but it was quite substantial on the exterior as well as on the interior, and we've only had a few of those cars through here. The 2017, that's referred to as the EBA model designation. What we'll do is next time we get a 17 in, or hopefully a Nismo one day, which is the one car that's evaded us here, we'll do a comparison and we'll do a review on the 17 versus maybe a 14 or a 15, because that's going to be more of a close comparison. And like I said, hopefully maybe a Nismo at some point if we get one of those through here. But for now, that's pretty much the major differences between a CBA GTR 09 to 2011 and a DBA GTR from 2012 to 2016. Really appreciate you guys watching. If you guys have any questions, drop me a comment below. I'll definitely get back to you and answer them. And don't forget, subscribe to our channel and we'll do lots more videos like this for you guys.